I had the wonderful opportunity today to see music in a place that I didn't expect it, the airport. For those of you that don't know, I'm a musician, I'm a painter. I do a drastic amount of creative things in my given life because I frankly enjoy the process thoroughly. Without it, I don't think I'd be me. So whenever I see someone doing something, whenever I see music in general in a live place, it reminds me a lot of architecture. The ambiance of a location, the room, the space that people occupy. It makes a drastic difference in the way that we communicate, the way that we associate with other people. And when I see art, when I see music, when I see anything creative happen in a human space, I get very intrigued. Mainly because that's why I got into music in the first place. It makes people feel a certain way. It makes people think a certain way, depending on the vibe. And so I wanted to make this video to call attention to how important these things are in life, and how some of the most important, potentially, I don't know if important and powerful work together, but some of the most powerful people in society are also those that are incredibly creative. Now, where does that correlation stem from? Where does that come from? What I think is it comes from a curiosity of life. When we begin to love life, when we begin to enjoy it thoroughly, well, we give back more because we realize what our potential is in that situation. Realize how important our perspective is. And being a creative spirit just gives more attention to that all the time, to the point where it's almost difficult to separate ourselves from the creations that we have. I've been painting for about 8 years. I've been creating music now for, hell, I think I've been painting for longer than that, about 8 years. I started with the drums because I was dancing in high school and I was air drumming, genuinely enjoying the process of trying to get the rhythm right. And when I finally picked up a pair of sticks and got acquainted with a paradiddle or the intricacies of stick height and so be it, I got really intrigued by it. And then I had the opportunity to get into a band almost immediately, full of very, very cool people, and I loved it. The first time I sat on a drum kit, I was jamming with people. Good fun. Highly recommend it. The first time I painted was with my aunt in California. She told me, Tarab, take these colors, put them on a canvas, and do whatever the hell you want. Incredibly liberating. And it turns out I made something aesthetically pleasing too. So why not? I think it's hung up in one of their rooms or something. I don't really see that as an indicator of success in the painting world, but you know what? It's something. They look at it every now and then. I guess the importance of these things to me is the subconscious, right? We've studied in history the power of propaganda for changing people's minds. We've studied the effect of art and culture on societies, hopefully. Yet we find so little time to give the credit that it's due, right? When we see a musician playing locally, when we see an artist painting, when we see anything creative, we are so much more likely to walk by because we're actually deeply affected by it, but we're so not likely to give that person the credit that they're due for actually trying to affect people, actually trying to emotionally engage with other human beings. I mean, that's a merit, right? That's a beautiful thing to do in life. So why is it that so many people, though we enjoy it, though innately we know that it's a beautiful thing, that we don't go out of our way to either create to begin with, or to give that credit to the creators as it is due, either through financial well-being or through literally just saying thank you. I don't know. Maybe it comes from a selfishness. Maybe it comes from insecurity, right? That we're spending so much time doing all these things that we think are valuable, but when it comes to getting better at a creative pursuit, something that is intangible, something that is inaccessible in terms of what it matters, like the value of it, we fall off. Where money is not associated for some reason, we fall off. So food for thought. And being someone that is consistently now worrying about wealth building and creating habits that are really good for me, I still spend at least 5 minutes a day painting or creating something visual, either through AI generated images or just drawing a picture. In Turkey, I'm going to be doing probably a lot of drawing. And every day I spend about 5 minutes either listening to music, making music, or tapping out a rhythm. I think it's good for my soul. And I think it's a necessary component of who I am, the creation of things. So I will pursue this. And I will always be an advocate of the creative spirit. And I will advocate if there's anything in your life. If you are a baker, I know there's someone that watches these videos that's a baker. If you are a chef, if you are someone that puts together courses, anything creative, do it. Do it to the nth degree and affect the human beings around you. Because this thing, though not valued currently in society, I have a feeling is going to be incredibly valuable later on. Some of the biggest conferences that are held in the world, some of the biggest seminars that are held in the world, are actually entertainment things. People will go on stage and captivate audiences. What is that? That's a creative pursuit. At the end of the day, speaking is a creative pursuit. Orating is a creative pursuit. So, it would behoove, I think, every human being to embrace their creativity in a larger scale. And keep pursuing it. Don't forget about it. The amount of people that I've talked to in my life, successful people, that have said to me that I stopped doing this when I was young, and I wish I didn't. I don't want anyone watching this video to fall into that trap, okay? There is no reason that you cannot dedicate 5 minutes a day to something that genuinely makes you feel good about being alive. And in fact, when you do, you'll change the lives around you too. Period. It's my genuine belief. The other thing about creativity is, as leaders, as people that are part of companies, as people that are part of any sort of organization, creativity is incredibly important. Because frankly, we get bored. The human condition is to get bored quite easily. Unfortunately, we figured out ways to allow ourselves to not get bored quickly, and that distracts us from the importance of it. But to embrace that change, to embrace the importance of that, to push past it, and to use it for something productive, I think is a virtue. And at the end of the day, is going to make us stronger, not only for our peers and our cohort, but also as leaders, because we'll understand how important it is for humans to feel like their creativity, their ideas matter in our organizations. When we don't feel respected, we leave. When we don't feel cared for, it doesn't matter. Period. And creativity is a part of that. How do we creatively express ourselves? How do we creatively get the respect that we're due? That's what artists are always fighting for. I hope you fight for it too. And if you found this interesting, smash that like button. Helps me out. Throw me a comment. Those of you that watch regularly, come on, man. Help me out. Share it with someone. And subscribe if you haven't had the chance. And if you have the chance, and if I have the chance, I will put up a video to the left of me right here on this sign that's backwards. M. It will be a video about creativity. Actualize your potential, my friend. The world needs you. Take care.